Yeah, welcome back to Saturday League Kickoff, and thanks very much for all your text messages throughout the show so far. 456 says, hey guys, I'm a massive fan of the show, and we're a massive fan of you fans as well who love the show. Now, this man, we know that, our great sponsors, Temper, great night's sleep with Temper. The difference is Temper. He would have had a great night's sleep, this man, last night. Now he can get stuck into his Easter eggs over the weekend. Cameron Ciraldo, the coach of the Bulldogs, joins us on Saturday League Kickoff. How are you, Ciro?
I'm good. I actually broke into the Easter eggs late last night, so I'm going to have to go and purchase some more today.
Yeah, no, well, it's always good to get the game out of the way, especially on a long weekend, and then you start thinking about next week. But overall last night, you and your coaching team would have been ecstatic with not only the win itself, but just the way they handled themselves across that entire 80 minutes.
Yeah, really happy. Like, it was Good Friday. We're so blessed to be in that situation where we get to play on the public holiday, and really grateful that we got such a big crowd there and all our fans turned out and made it such a special occasion. But there was just moments yesterday that, I think that was sort of lifelong memories, like our walk over from the hotel with the crowd to a core, and then, to have a record crowd there is, something we're truly blessed with at the moment, and we can feel the energy around our club at the moment, but it's only round 7 and we've got a long way to go.
Now, there were some reports, Ciro, that yourself and Stephen Crichton, who've been involved in some massive games with your years at the Penrith Panthers, that you did have a word to the team leading up, because you had 2 weeks to sort of get used to this game, and you knew it was approaching. And a lot of the time, we were saying earlier on, Ciro, you can play the game in your head before you get there. So with yourself and Stephen Crichton, what were the messages to the players to be ready for an occasion of this nature when they haven't been used to something like this?
Firstly, just to enjoy it. Like, it's, as I said, our club's blessed that we get to be involved in moments like this, and that's the reward for being a Bulldog. But first thing is you got to enjoy it, you got to soak it up, but being able to bring yourself back to the present's really important. And we got Critter up in front of the group to talk about how he does it and the experiences he had, and it was great for our group to be part of that yesterday. We realise that it's only round 7, but we really want to be in those big occasions, big stadiums, big crowds at the end of the year. And yesterday, no matter the result, we're always going to take some lessons out of the whole process of it. And I was just really happy with how our young guys in particular handled the hype of the occasion and stuck to their own processes and performed really well.
Ciro, congratulations on the start to the season. I was lucky enough to have a chat to Connor Tracy and Stephen Crichton before NRL 360 on Tuesday night at Fox, and Gordon Tallis actually asked Critter, why are things going so well at Belmore? And he just said, mate, we're all just bouncing into training. It's just the chemistry there is. He didn't say out loud it was comparable to what happened at Penrith, but it certainly has that feel about it. Do you feel that? Can you sense that as your coach, just how close your team is in the chemistry between the players?
Yeah, definitely. It's something we focused really heavily on last year. We had 10 new players last year, and we decided to go into camp before games to start to build those connections and relationships, and it started working that well for us in terms of building those relationships that the boys just wanted to keep doing it. And we've continued to do it every game since. And, so that's a sacrifice on their behalf and sacrifice from their families to invest that time into building those relationships and that connection. And I think everyone's seen it on the field. But, just in terms of the group and the energy around the group, they're such a good group. We all love going to work with them every day. There's great banter. There's great fun had. But they, when it's time to work, they work really hard.
Do you know, Ciro, I loved your reaction to Maxi King's try. It was priceless. I don't know whether you've seen it yet or not. And I'll put it down to 2 things. One, that you're so happy to see a front row score one that doesn't score many. I think, 6 years since he scored his last try. Or he's one of your favourites. It's one or the other or both.
Well, he accused me of having a social media burner account in the morning. He said he woke up to all these messages of some bloke on his Instagram saying, oh, you've never scored a try, when are you going to score a try? And he grabbed me in the lift at the hotel and goes, I woke up thinking it was your burner account. So I was thinking, geez, I hope he does score one soon. This is getting ridiculous. So when he scored, I was just that ecstatic for him. He's such a good guy, Max. He puts the team first in everything he does. So for him to get a try, it was awesome for all of us.
Now, he's born in Huddersfield. He's his mum, lovely mum Carolyn, is a Pom, and his dad David, and then of course his grandfather and his great grandfather all played in the Sydney comp as well. Now he has got English ties, but he's first and foremost a Blue. Now, I mean, at worst case scenario, Cyril, I know you're always going to push your players, but based on form alone in these first 7 rounds, he would have to be discussed along with Terrell May and those other fringe Blue players as a potential Blues throughout this series.
Yeah, all I can say is if I was coach, I'd pick him. He's that reliable. He won't let anyone down. He's got the motor built for that sort of occasion. Technically, he's one of the really good front rowers. He just does everything technically so well. And this year he's added that bit of aggression and presence that the front rowers need. So, yeah, there's obviously a lot of good front rowers putting their hand up. But, yeah, I'm biased, but I think he's right up there.
Ciro, what was Kicks always going to? Was he he was a late inclusion? Was he always going to play? And what did you think of his performance? I thought he was enormous as always. Yes,
I thought he was great. We sort of planned to only play him 60 minutes and give him a break there, but he was awesome to get through the 80 minutes, and he looked like he picked up where he left off. Birdo was definitely going to play the whole time, but Kicks had to get through a couple of training sessions late in the week, which he did. So it was a bit of a 50-50 middle of the week, but we're really lucky how hard he's worked in rehab to get himself for that game, and we'll need him again this week. And
I love to got a little bit spicy with Jack Whiten. There's a meeting of the minds. That's a tough clash.
I love it that Viliami, Ciro, he has got that little bit of mongrel in him where he loves to get under the skin of his opposition.
Yeah, it's not just his opposition. I think he just likes going to the contest. Even at training, sometimes we just got to hold him back and just go, well, relax. Let's get to the weekend. But it was captain's run the day before the game, and it's generally a light session, and he's gone after a few of them on the opposite edge, and I think, oh God, he's ready to go. But he's just competitive. He loves the pressure defence side of the game, and yeah, we love having him on our team.
Now, what you're conceding on average, like under 10 points per game, which is, you have to go a fair way back, I would think, and without looking at the recent records, how what teams have kept teams to such a low. Maybe your Panthers team were like that when you were there, Ciro. But has this been a slow burn, just trying to integrate that in the mindset into the team, or is it something over the pre-season that you've changed when it comes to your defensive capabilities as a squad?
Not so much a slow. Yeah, obviously the first year was a lot of learning. The second year we brought in a lot of people who were brought in for that work ethic that the defence takes, and what I can say about those guys is they're just totally committed to everything we've done and committed to each other. But I think we can definitely get better. Some of the tries we let in at the start of the year, it's a really good record to have under 10 points, but we let in some really crappy tries at the start of the year, which should have made us even better. So we want to make sure we're not letting those in. And our attack is still evolving. It's still getting better. We're still young in terms of spine games played together, but our defence has given our attack an opportunity to breathe and be patient with it. And that's really important for us. And
Sarah, just finally from me, is next week's match against the Broncos up there? That's your toughest test so far. What are you expecting from them?
Yeah, well, every game's been a tough test. Every time you win a couple, and every team's come to play us, and it's hard to win any game, and every game's a test. But we're really looking forward to that. It's another big occasion for us. It kicks off Anzac round, and it's at Suncorp Stadium against a highly rated opposition. So we'll sit back and watch them this afternoon. It's a short turnaround for us as well, so we'll just make sure we get up there, freshen the boys up, and get up there and enjoy the occasion again and play our style of footy. Now,
Cameron Ciraldo, you would have slept well last night, we would have thought. Now, we want you to vote. Is there a player that you felt as though would have slept well from their workload thanks to temper last night?
I think we've already mentioned him, but Max King is over 200 metres and 39 tackles, no misses, 65 minutes, and his first try in 2,000 days, so I'm thinking he would have slept pretty well.
Now, Paddy from Peterborough, massive Doggies fans, wants to say thank you up the Doggies, and also Sherry from Burwood Road, Belmore, wants to say thank you very much to all the Bulldogs supporters and the Bulldogs club as well for the season so far. A long way to go. Cameron Ciraldo, you know that better than anyone. A great night's sleep, night after night. That is the difference. The difference is temper. Cameron Ciraldo, thank you very much, mate. Have a great Easter.
Thanks for having me, guys. See ya.
Let's get to a break here on Saturday League Kickoff. More after this.